In the clear afternoon skies above the Atlantic Ocean, on December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for what was supposed to be a routine training mission. It was just another day in peacetime America. No war, no storm warnings, and certainly no reason to suspect that something extraordinary was about to unfold. These 5 planes made up Flight 19, a group of experienced pilots flying TBM Avenger bombers. Their mission was simple: fly east over the ocean, drop practice bombs on a small island, then turn north, then west, forming a triangular route before heading back home. But less than 2 hours into the flight, things began to go wrong. At around 3:40 p.m., one of the pilots, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, an experienced instructor with over 2,500 flight hours, radioed in with a chilling message. "We are not sure of our position. We seem to be off course." That should have been the moment when the mission was aborted. Standard protocol would have been to hold position, wait for guidance, or even ditch the planes nearby if necessary. But instead, confusion grew. Taylor reported that his compasses were spinning and that the sun seemed to be in the wrong place. He believed they were flying over the Gulf of Mexico when in fact, they were still over the Atlantic. As controllers at the base tried to help, Flight 19 continued flying further into open water. Radio contact became increasingly erratic. Then came a final, haunting transmission. "We can't be sure of any direction now. Everything looks strange. Even the ocean doesn't look right." And then, silence. No distress signal. No wreckage. No explosion. Just 5 planes carrying 14 men who simply vanished without a trace. This was the beginning of one of the most famous mysteries ever connected to the Bermuda Triangle, a region of the Atlantic Ocean roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, where dozens of ships and aircraft have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The U.S. Navy launched one of the largest air and sea searches in history. More than 300 aircraft and dozens of ships scoured thousands of square miles of ocean. For weeks, nothing was found, not a single life raft, not a body, not even floating debris. Eventually, a theory emerged that would haunt generations. Flight 19 had disappeared into the Bermuda Triangle, a place where compasses spin, electronics fail, and time itself seems to break down. But was it really the Bermuda Triangle? Or is there a more grounded explanation? Let's take a closer look. First, it's important to understand that Flight 19 wasn't the first or last unexplained disappearance in this part of the world. Stories of strange occurrences date back centuries. Sailors told tales of lights appearing out of nowhere, compasses going haywire, and ships vanishing in calm seas. In the 20th century, these stories gained new life with reports of missing planes and eerie radio transmissions. Some people believe the Bermuda Triangle is a gateway to another dimension. Others say it's caused by methane gas explosions beneath the ocean floor. There are even theories involving lost civilizations like Atlantis or alien abductions. But while these ideas make for great entertainment, scientists and historians have long searched for logical explanations. In the case of Flight 19, investigators point to several key factors. First, Lieutenant Taylor was known to get lost before. He had once bailed out of a plane over land after losing his bearings. On that day, he may have made a critical mistake, thinking that Florida's coast was running north-south, when in fact it runs diagonally. This led him to believe they were flying over the Gulf of Mexico, not the Atlantic, which changed how he navigated. Second, weather conditions deteriorated during the flight. A sudden squall moved in, bringing heavy clouds, strong winds, and low visibility. The planes were not equipped for night flying, and as darkness fell, their chances of survival dropped dramatically. Third, the search efforts were complicated by the vastness of the ocean and the limited technology of the time. Planes were wooden and aluminum that could sink quickly without leaving much evidence behind. Even today, finding wreckage in deep water is extremely difficult. Still, many people refuse to accept a purely rational explanation. Why did the compasses fail? Why didn't anyone send a final distress call? And why has the same thing happened so many times in the same area? There are other famous cases. In 1948, a British South American Airways flight disappeared with all aboard. In 1963, a cargo ship named SS Marine Sulphur Queen vanished near the Triangle with 39 crew members. In 1970, a DC-3 aircraft disappeared en route from Puerto Rico to Florida again, without a trace. Could there be something unusual happening in this part of the world? Some researchers suggest that magnetic anomalies might play a role. Compasses do behave oddly in parts of the triangle, possibly due to natural variations in the Earth's magnetic field. Others propose underwater methane eruptions, bubbles large enough to reduce the density of water, causing ships to lose buoyancy and sink rapidly. Another theory involves rogue waves, massive walls of water that can appear suddenly and swallow entire vessels. These waves have been documented in other parts of the world and could easily explain some of the disappearances. Of course, none of this proves the existence of supernatural forces, but the mystery remains powerful because of the unknown. We live in an age of satellites, GPS, and advanced tracking systems, and yet, the ocean still holds secrets. It covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface, and we've explored less than 5%. So while science may offer explanations, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle continues to thrive, fueled by fear, fascination, and the endless human desire to believe in the unknown. Perhaps that's why Flight 19 still captures our imagination. 14 men flew into the sky on a sunny day and never returned. They left behind no bodies, no wreckage, and only fragments of radio chatter. What happened to them may remain a mystery forever. And maybe that's exactly what makes it so compelling.